15 things that can only happen in South Korea. South Korea is not only famous for its captivating music and enticing street food, but also home to numerous strange, interesting, and even one-of-a-kind phenomena. From unusual social rules to futuristic technology, South Korea constantly surprises us. So what makes this country so unique and magical? In this video, let's explore 15 things that can only happen in South Korea and answer the question, are you ready to step into this completely different world? Let's get started. 15. South Korea and 20 million plastic surgery procedures a year. South Korea isn't just the land of K-pop, it's also the land of plastic surgery. Did you know that last year alone, there were up to 20 million plastic surgery procedures performed in South Korea? That's right, this country has the highest rate of plastic surgery per capita in the world, which explains why everyone here seems to look so polished. In South Korea, cosmetic surgery has become an integral part of modern urban life. And they don't just stop at simple nose jobs, procedures considered basic elsewhere. Here, doctors perform far more complex surgeries, such as altering the entire jawbone structure to create the perfect heart-shaped face, the beauty standard that everyone dreams of. Imagine walking into surgery with a square jaw and coming out with a sharp V-line chin. According to a 2012 survey, South Korea is the country where people visit cosmetic surgeons more than anywhere else in the world. About 20% of South Korean women between the ages of 20 and 50 have undergone at least one cosmetic surgery. This means that if you walk around bustling districts like Gangnam or Apgujeong, you might feel like you're stepping into a different world where everyone looks as perfect as if they just walked off a magazine cover. So what are you waiting for? If you want to experience cosmetic surgery, South Korea is the place to be. 14. Dog meat is banned. More and more South Koreans now support the ban on dog meat consumption. A recent survey showed that most Koreans admit they've never eaten dog meat and don't intend to try it. The conversation about eating dog meat nowadays may cause more surprise than curiosity. This shift is not only due to the internal mindset of Koreans, but also heavily influenced by Western culture and animal rights movements. The impact of international culture has led many Koreans to question old traditions, and gradually, their views and behaviors have evolved. Nowadays, dog meat has almost disappeared from restaurants in South Korea. If you visit Seoul or any major city, it's hard to find a place that sells dog meat. It's no longer a favored dish. Instead, dogs are now seen as loyal companions and cute pets that you can find at parks or adorable pet cafes. Over 60% of South Koreans now support a complete ban on dog meat consumption. This is a significant societal shift, considering that just a few decades ago, dog meat was still popular in some areas. Now, dogs are considered beloved friends, and many places even offer pet care services, turning them into important family members. No public trash cans. One of the strangest things you might notice when visiting South Korea is it's really hard to find public trash cans. That's right, your eyes aren't deceiving you, and you're not playing a game of find the trash can. In major cities like Seoul, public trash cans are like an endangered species, almost ready to be placed on a conservation list. You'll find yourself facing a real challenge when trying to dispose of trash after eating or walking around. But before you start complaining about the inconvenience, listen to the reason behind this scarcity. It may sound unbelievable, but the South Korean government intentionally removed many public trash cans from the streets. Why? Simply because some people were using them as a magical tool to dispose of household trash. Instead of paying for city garbage collection services, they would just find a nearby public trash can and tada, problem solved. However, the government wasn't too pleased with this approach, so they decided if there are no trash cans, you won't have anywhere to dump your trash. So the question is, what do South Koreans do with their trash? The answer might sound strange, but they actually carry it with them in their bags until they find an appropriate place to throw it away. This means that if you're walking around the streets, it's likely you'll have an empty chip bag or a used water bottle in your purse for a while before finding a trash can to free them. Of course, carrying trash around might feel inconvenient, but it's also part of South Korea's culture of respecting the environment. They take public cleanliness seriously, and the lack of trash cans doesn't mean they litter. Instead, everyone takes responsibility for their waste and finds a proper way to dispose of it. And if you're lucky, you might spot a few trash cans at strategic locations like subway stations or public restrooms. But be aware they don't appear often, so when you do find one, it'll feel like discovering treasure in an adventure game. 12. Can your blood type reveal your personality? Do you believe that your blood type can reveal your personality? In many parts of the world, people might not pay much attention to this, but in South Korea, it's a widely held belief, much like how people in the West believe in zodiac signs. When South Koreans want to know more about you, instead of asking your zodiac sign, they'll ask right away, "What's your blood type?" Yes, that's not a medical question, but rather a way they read you. If you're type A, congratulations, you're known for being hardworking, sensitive, and perfectionistic. You're the type of person who'll spend hours tweaking an email to make it perfect or always worry about whether you locked the door properly. You might also feel stressed if things don't go as planned, but no worries, your perfectionism earns the respect of others. If you're type B, get ready for some admiration. People with blood type B are seen as creative and optimistic, always finding new ways to solve problems and bring joy to life. However, you might also be labeled as a bit selfish and irresponsible. Don't worry, if you keep things fun, people will forgive those lax moments. Blood type O, you're definitely strong and a natural leader. With qualities of a born leader, you tend to guide others to follow your path. But be careful, you might sometimes come off as arrogant if you're not careful. A little humility goes a long way, and the world will be yours. Finally, add blood type unique and special individuals. You're a blend of two extremes, rational and talented, but sometimes a bit eccentric. You might propose brilliant ideas in the morning and then leave people puzzled in the afternoon with your quirks. But that's your charm. No one can predict what will come next from someone with blood type AB. In South Korea, reading personality based on blood type has become a fun game in social conversations. This often leads to lively discussions about oneself and friends. People take it quite seriously when figuring out each other's blood type, and sometimes the conversation can go on for hours, debating whether someone's personality matches their blood type. However, try asking this question outside of South Korea, say at a cafe in New York, and you might get some puzzled looks, as if you're asking a question from another planet. But that's what makes exploring South Korean culture so fun. What may seem strange in one place can be an ordinary part of life in another. So if you plan to visit South Korea and join social gatherings, be prepared with your answer to what's your blood type. It could be the fastest way to connect with people, and who knows, you might discover some fascinating things about yourself you never knew before. Eating live octopus. Have you ever thought about trying a dish that's still moving on your plate? Yes, you heard that right. In South Korea, there's a dish for the brave and thrill-seekers. Live octopus. That's no joke. You'll be face to face with an octopus that's still quite active right in front of you. And believe me, this dish will definitely stir up mixed emotions, from curiosity, fear, to excitement. This is part of the creative and slightly creepy cuisine that Koreans are so proud of. Live octopus isn't just a simple dish like sushi or sashimi you might have tried before. To eat live octopus, not only do you need nerves of steel, but you also need to chew it thoroughly before swallowing. Why? Because the tentacles are still wriggling and might cling to your throat if you're not careful. It sounds a bit dangerous, but for those who love a challenge and adventure, this is an experience not to be missed. If you're not keen on facing a whole live octopus fighting back as you try to eat it, don't worry, there's another option. Some restaurants kindly cut the octopus into bite-sized pieces and remove the slime from the tentacles to make it easier and perhaps less scary to swallow. However, no matter how delicately it's prepared, you'll still be dealing with the tentacles dancing on your plate. This is where your bravery is truly tested. This dish not only attracts thrill seekers, but also those wanting to boast on social media about their unique culinary achievement. Imagine sitting in a restaurant in Seoul, a plate of live octopus in front of you, and a phone camera capturing your brave moment. Whether you enjoy the dish or not, the photo or video you post will undoubtedly garner a ton of likes and comments from friends. But don't forget, when eating live octopus, be careful with those lively tentacles. Chew thoroughly to avoid them sticking to your throat, as that might lead to an unexpected meeting with a doctor due to choking. 9. A love for sweet potatoes. If there's one food that South Koreans truly love, no one can deny that it's sweet potatoes. Yes, this simple tuber isn't just an ordinary dish, but has become a culinary symbol and a source of pride for Koreans. From steaming street stalls offering fragrant roasted sweet potatoes to creative dishes like sweet potato lattes, sweet potato pizza, and even sweet potato cakes, it seems this route can do it all. During the cold winter days, as you stroll down the street, nothing warms your heart like the sight of hot, steaming sweet potatoes wrapped in newspaper. Not only are they a delicious street snack, but they also act as your personal mini heater, keeping your hands warm while you battle the cold. This scene has almost become a cultural symbol of the Korean winter, making it impossible to resist stopping by for a hot, crispy sweet potato. But the fun doesn't stop there. Sweet potatoes don't just appear in traditional dishes, they found their way into every corner of modern Korean cuisine. You'll see sweet potatoes popping up in unexpected places, from cool ice creams, crispy snacks, to unusual drinks like sweet potato lattes or sweet potato flavored yogurt. It sounds strange, but once you try it, you'll be surprised by the sweet, refreshing taste this tuber can bring. In fact, sweet potatoes in South Korea aren't just a delicious treat, but are also considered a healthy and nutritious food. They are high in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, which not only help maintain health but also aid in weight loss and blood sugar control. This makes sweet potatoes more beloved by those who care about a healthy diet. So if you're a fan of sweet potatoes, South Korea is a food paradise for you. You can enjoy sweet potatoes everywhere, from stylish cafes to roadside stalls. 8. 2 strange ways to calculate age. Did you know that when a baby is born in South Korea, it's already considered 1-year-old? That's right, you didn't hear wrong. This might sound strange and unusual, but in Korean culture, the time a baby spends in the womb is also counted toward their age. Koreans view the 9 months of fetal development as an integral part of life, so when a baby is born, they already enter the world at 1-year-old. This is how Koreans honor and recognize the pre-birth development stage, a fascinating and somewhat philosophical cultural tradition. But what's even more confusing is that every New Year's Day, everyone in South Korea gains another year, regardless of when their actual birthday is. Imagine this: if you were born in December, just a few weeks later, on January 1st of the new year, you'd be considered 2 years old. Yes, you age quickly in the blink of an eye. This certainly makes the concept of age in Korea much more complex and different from other countries. If you're feeling confused, don't worry, calculating age in Korea isn't as hard as it seems. The formula is simple: just take the current year and subtract your birth year, then add 1. That's your Korean age. For example, if you were born in 1990 and it's now 2024, your Korean age would be 3/5/2024, 1991. But don't fret if this math makes you feel a bit older. Just say your birth year, and people will calculate your age for you. This creates a rather interesting difference between the Korean age and international age calculated the standard way. So when you're in Korea, don't be surprised if your Korean friend suddenly becomes older by a few years compared to their actual age by international standards. In fact, this system can lead to some funny situations. For example, you and a classmate born in December might end up being older than each other just because New Year's Day arrived before you could celebrate your first birthday. 7. Jjimjilbang's Korean bathhouses. One of the most unique experiences you must try in Korea is visiting a Jjimjilbang traditional Korean bathhouses. These aren't just places to relax, they're an essential part of Korean culture, where people go to relieve stress, rejuvenate, and even sleep overnight. The concept of a Jjimjilbang might surprise you, as it's not your typical sauna or bathhouse. It's a place where families, friends, and couples gather to relax and enjoy various health and wellness treatments. One of the first surprises at a Jjimjilbang is taking off the clothes. Yes, before entering the communal areas, you'll have to bid farewell to your clothing and get comfortable with your natural self. But don't worry, it's gender segregated, so there's nothing to feel shy about. It's all part of the experience and helps maintain cleanliness while giving you the freedom to fully relax without any constraints except for a small towel. Plus, bathing and steaming in your birthday suit will likely be a refreshingly liberating and new experience. Jjimjilbangs offer various hot and cold pools, saunas with different temperatures, and even salt rock rooms. You can start by soaking in a warm pool to soothe your muscles, then switch to a cold pool for an invigorating shock to the system. Next, experiment with saunas at varying heat levels. From gently warm rooms to sweat-inducing steam rooms, there's something for everyone. But a Jjimjilbang is much more than just bathing and sauna. After hours of soaking and sweating, you can head to the relaxation areas, where you can even spend the night. Equipped with mattresses, pillows, and blankets, The resting zones offer a cozy space to nap after a day of pure relaxation. If you've never thought a bathhouse could double as a place to sleep, Jimjilbangs will change your mind with this truly unique offering. And that's not all. Many Jimjilbangs feature restaurants, cafes, and even entertainment areas like karaoke rooms or mini movie theaters. After you're done with the baths and saunas, why not enjoy a light meal or a refreshing juice? Some Jimjilbangs also offer professional massages, where you can indulge in a relaxing rub-down or get a deep clean scrub. 6. Korean school uniforms. If you've ever watched a Korean drama, you're likely familiar with the iconic look of students in sharp, stylish uniforms dashing into class or rushing toward the school gate at the last minute. In Korea, school uniforms aren't just a school requirement, they're a fashion statement. For Korean high schoolers, uniforms aren't merely outfits they wear to class, they're a way to showcase personal style and individuality. It's not uncommon to see students proudly sporting their uniforms everywhere from school to coffee shops or even out with friends on the weekends. School uniforms have extended far beyond the school grounds and have become part of the youth street fashion scene. This trend is even more evident when you notice students continuing to wear their uniforms while hanging out, taking photos, or participating in extracurricular activities with a visible sense of pride. These uniforms have also become an integral part of Korean pop culture, especially with K-pop and TV stars frequently rocking them on screen. It's not unusual to see famous idols like BTS or Blackpink wearing school uniforms on stage or in their music videos. What was once confined to classrooms has now transcended into a fashion symbol, adored by young people and enthusiasts alike. Korean school uniforms are also highly refined and diverse. You'll see modern, chic designs that look far more polished than typical school uniforms found in other countries. They often include stylish blazers, crisp white shirts, neatly tied ties, and sleek skirts or tailored trousers, all cut to perfection. There are even different uniform versions for each season, with warm, cozy options for winter and lightweight, breathable outfits for summer. In addition to style, many schools have their own distinct colors and designs for uniforms, adding to the variety and uniqueness. This allows students to express both their personality and school spirit. Some students even take things up a notch by accessorizing with scarves, funky socks, or trendy shoes, turning their seemingly simple uniforms into something truly cool. 5. Taxis in Korea choose by color. In many countries, when you hail a taxi, you only worry about whether it's new or if the driver knows the way. But in Korea, there's more to it than that. Taxis here aren't just different in service quality, they also differ by color. If you spot a white or gray taxi, those are standard taxis, with drivers who are competent but might lack extensive experience on the roads. However, if you're looking for a more luxurious ride, go for the black taxis. These premium taxis have highly experienced drivers. They not only excel at driving, but they might also entertain you with fascinating stories about South Korea if you're lucky enough to get a chatty driver. So if you're in Korea and want a smooth, top-tier ride, black taxis are the way to go. But don't be surprised if they come with a higher fare than their white counterparts. 4. Super modern public toilets. When it comes to convenience and cleanliness, South Korea is not only famous for its shiny shopping malls, but also for its public restrooms, which might leave you amazed. Have you ever imagined walking into a restroom that feels like stepping into a sci-fi world? Well, in South Korea, that's a reality. Public toilets here are so clean that you can sit down without a second thought, but they are also equipped with modern technology that sometimes requires a quick tutorial before you can sit comfortably. Heated seats, automatic washing systems customizable to your preferences, and even odor-neutralizing features are all part of the package. You might find yourself wondering why restrooms elsewhere aren't as luxurious. However, with all these high-tech features, it might take you a minute to figure out which button is for flushing and which one is for washing. You may feel a little confused at first, but after a few uses, you'll probably wonder how you ever lived without these high-tech friends. 3. Valentine's Day isn't just one day. Everyone knows that Valentine's Day is the time to give flowers, chocolates, and share sweet moments with your loved one. But in South Korea, it's not just a single day. Valentine's Day extends into a whole series of special days, each with its own meaning. On February 14th, women in South Korea are the ones giving chocolates to men. But don't think of this as just a simple gesture of affection. In South Korea, there's a financial element to gift giving. Why? Because 1 month later, on March 14th, also known as White Day, it's the men's turn to reciprocate, and they have to give a gift that's worth 3 times the chocolates they received. This might sound like a romantic gesture, but in reality it's a clever marketing tactic from gift companies to extend Valentine's and rake in more sales with expensive gifts. It's also a way to measure love in South Korea. If the guy doesn't give a gift, well, time to break up. But that's not the end of the story. If you're single, you can wait for Black Day. On April 14th, all the single people gather to eat black bean noodles and share their sadness about being alone. Does eating black noodles ease a lonely heart? Probably not, but at least you get a delicious meal and the comfort of knowing you're not alone in this journey. 2. Korean BBQ. If you're a fan of grilled meat, South Korea is definitely a culinary paradise for you. Korean BBQ, or Korean BBQ as it's often called, is not just about grilling meat, it's a cultural experience that's rich, flavorful, and immensely enjoyable. Picture this: sitting at a table with a small charcoal grill in the center, grilling your own pieces of meat for yourself and your friends while immersing yourself in the sizzling aroma of fresh barbecue. Korean BBQ is not only about meat but also the careful marination. Cuts of meat are typically marinated with soy sauce, sesame oil, garlic, and other spices. One of the most popular meats is samgyeopsal, pork belly, usually with minimal seasoning, but when grilled to perfection and eaten with vegetables and dipping sauces, it's a delicious combination of sweet, rich flavors that's never too overwhelming. If you're craving something more intense, bulgogi marinated beef is a fantastic option with its mildly sweet taste and fragrant spices. What makes Korean BBQ truly special, though, is the wide array of side dishes, or banchan, that accompany the meal. You won't just be grilling and eating meat, you'll have a variety of small dishes surrounding you. From tangy, spicy kimchi to crunchy pickled vegetables, to plates of greens, mushrooms, and more, your taste buds are in for a feast. The key is to enjoy the BBQ wrapped in lettuce, perilla leaves, or cabbage leaves. Add a bit of rice, a dab of kimchi, and don't forget the samjang, a distinctive sauce made from soybean paste and chili paste. Imagine wrapping all those flavors into one bite, with a symphony of salty, sweet, spicy, and sour sensations exploding in your mouth. To make the experience even more perfect, don't forget a shot of soju, the traditional Korean liquor. Korean BBQ and soju go hand in hand, almost like a match made in heaven. After each delicious bite of meat, a sip of soju cleanses your palate, getting you ready for the next one. And if you're with friends, sharing toast with soju just adds to the fun, lively atmosphere. Korean BBQ is not just a meal, it's a social experience. Since you grill the meat at your own table, your group will be cooking together, sharing tasty bites and laughter. The sizzling sounds from the grill, the savory aroma in the air, and the smiles shared over soju make it an experience you can't miss when visiting South Korea. 1. Couple outfits. For many people, wearing matching outfits with their partner might feel a bit awkward or even cheesy. But in South Korea, this is not just a fashion trend, it's a beloved and popular way to show affection. You'll be surprised to see couples dressed in matching shirts, shoes, and even pants as they stroll through the streets or hang out. It's as if you've walked into a real-life romantic K-drama. This style isn't limited to just new couples either. Even those who have been together for a long time enthusiastically join the couple outfit trend. Wearing matching outfits is seen as a subtle declaration to the world we belong together. For them, it's not just about matching clothes, but also about showcasing their bond and sharing life together. Of course, not everyone is a fan of the couple outfit trend. For some, it might be a bit too sweet or showy, but in South Korea, it's a cultural expression of love. The couple matching trend has strong influences from K-dramas and K-pop idols, where matching outfits have become symbols of romantic love. And let's admit, if both partners are comfortable and having fun matching their outfits, then it's not such a bad idea, right? In a world full of stress and challenges, the simple act of wearing matching clothes can refresh and sustain a relationship. So if you ever visit South Korea, don't be surprised to see couples everywhere in matching outfits. And who knows? After an exciting trip, you might be convinced to try matching outfits with your partners. With its blend of tradition and modernity, South Korea has become an irresistible destination for those who love exploring. If you're planning a trip, get ready to experience the strange but wonderfully fun things you won't find anywhere else. From quirky dishes like live octopus to vibrant karaoke rooms, South Korea is sure to leave you with unforgettable memories. And of course, if you want to discover even more exciting things, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you in the next adventure.